we're gonna have what's called a debate topics, right?
Oh,
So, and Matthew didn't even know about this, right? He only knew about those right here. But now we got two debate topics we're gonna talk about, Matthew. Number one, Steph Curry versus Magic Johnson. Who's the greatest point guard of all time? So this debate is buzzing right now after Anthony Edwards said publicly last month. He said, it's Steph Curry, bro. He's the greatest point guard of all time. I ain't tripping. Magic has 5 rings to Steph's 4, but Curry has more all NBA selections, a higher scoring average, and revolutionized the entire game. So, Matthew, when it's all said and done, Steph or Magic?
I think you got to go Magic. I mean, Anthony Edwards plays against Steph, so, he probably admires Steph in a way. Steph's of his generation. Anthony Edwards is like a young guy, like 24, 25. I want to say 24. So, Steph's been like one of the dominant figures of his generation. But
Right.
Magic Johnson, the 6'9", rebounding, dime dish, and point guard, leading his team deep into June every year, 5 championships. I think Magic is probably, when you think of a point guard, you think of a playmaker, and Magic is arguably the best playmaker of all time that, made players that were good, like Michael Cooper, that were good, like James Worthy, into great players because of the positions he was putting them in with his passes, and probably prolonged the career of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar by getting him so many easy looks at the rim with the dime dropping,
Okay.
where Steph Curry can drop a few dimes, like, he can dish and drive and dish and dime and whatever you want to call it, but he's the greatest shooter of all time. And I think this is so obvious. Now, a lot of his assists are like the opposite of like LeBron or Russ assists, where their gravity towards the basket opens it up for shooters. His gravity away from the basket and from the 3-point line, the way they have to run out at him, he can just dish it to an open guy next to him and hope that the open guy next to him isn't Draymond, So he gets a lot of like free assists by how great of a shooter he is. So I'm sure, and he's a smart player, so I'm sure the turnovers are low. I'm sure the assist to turnover ratio is pretty good, but great shooter, great all-around player, probably when it's all said and done, probably one of the 10 best. But I would rank Magic as a better point guard than him, and I would rank Magic as a better all-time NBA player than him. And that's not even like considering, like factoring in how, a lot of people thought the NBA was dying until like Magic and Bird reinvigorated it. And so when you look at the whole picture like that, like what Magic meant for the game and how like he lit a fire under the game and got boys playing again. I think Magic probably by some distance, but of course, no disrespect to Curry, who is obviously the best shooter of all time.
All right, so let me frame it this way, right? That actually settles it for most people. So Magic won in an era where you needed a big to dominate, right? And he was essentially like 6'9" point guard playing like small forward and center in finals games. The versatility was unmatched, but Curry changed what basketball looks like at every level. High school, college, the NBA, in a way Magic never did. A 73-win unanimous MVP season alone is one of the greatest individual campaigns ever. So the honest answer is that the definition of greatest point guard depends entirely on whether you weigh team success, the individual peak, how high they got, or lasting impact. So there's really no wrong answer, which is exactly why this debate never dies.
But they're great in different ways. You could still assess Magic as the greatest point guard and still say Curry's shooting
in his era, or
no, of all time. But you could still and you also have to consider Magic that because of HIV that his career got cut short at the age of 31. So Magic probably had 4 or 5 more seasons to get all the awards and all the records and all of that he didn't get a chance to do. So I don't want to but even in the seasons he played, because remember, he's leaving the league after his age 31 season. And at that point, he's already a 4-time assist champ, 5-time NBA champ, 2-time steals champ, 3-time finals MVP, 3-time MVP. I mean, the accolades are insane, and he didn't play a full natural career. He probably played 10 years of what should have been a 15-year career. So for the accolade, or 12 years, I'm sorry, 12 years. And the accolades are insane. The eyeball test, just watching him play the games, is insane. The physical, like, being a 6'9" point guard, that's like the original triple double machine. Well, I guess not the original, because that'd be Oscar Robertson, but like the guy, like before, like Russ and Jokic were doing it every night. Like Magic was that guy getting triple doubles. Now all the new guys have all passed him, because it was a rarer thing at that time. But man, and then just looking at
So Matthew, a prime Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant versus a prime Lakers team with Magic, who will win?
Well, it's hard to compare eras in that way. I'm not, because the game has changed significantly.
Durant will lock up Magic Johnson.
Well, they're different positions, But here's the other thing I'll say. You said Steph revolutionized the game, which is true, but in some ways revolutionized it in a bad way, because I got to go to pickup and watch guys that shouldn't be shooting three-pointers shoot three-pointers the whole time. And I play big, so I'm always at the bucket calling for the ball, but they're just like,
you ain't never going to get it with the Steph Curry era. The
get
bigs
the rebound.
Are dead. That's why Wembanyama has to bring the ball up and shoot threes for himself, because he ain't going to get it down low. He know the game changed.
And I can't shoot three, so I can't play anymore. But let me add this. Because this is we're talking about the point guard debate, and this is for a point guard. And what is a point guard? What's the most important thing a point guard is supposed to do? Create for their teammates, make their teammates around them better. From the 4 seasons in the playoffs, from 84 to 87, Magic averaged 14 assists a game. 14 assists a game. 84 playoffs. 14 assists, 85 playoffs, 15 assists, 86 playoffs, 15 assists, 87 playoffs, 12 assists. He led the league in playoff assists 5 times in his career. He averaged double-digit playoff assists 4, 8, 9 times in his career. I don't know that Curry's ever averaged double-digit assists, playoffs or regular season, because that's not his game. Magic's game was to be the GOAT point guard, and he was. And he